Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Ruchi Sharma. We have a special guest with us, Mr. Angad Sodi, co-founder, Colors of India. Welcome to 3 TV, Mr. Sodi.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Okay. So the NFT creators have always blamed that they receive raw deal for their hard work. Taking a big initiative towards changing the scenario is OpenSea. The NFT marketplace supports creator royalties now. Will this step help OpenSea regain its market dominance? What should be a fair percentage for creator royalties across platforms?
So OpenSea, the entire incident with OpenSea has been a very interesting one because a lot of what they built was based on the promise of creator royalties. That's how they got most of their artists who minted on OpenSea.
Yeah.
And a lot of collectors as well, people who collected on primary, especially with PFP projects, where they were paying a premium in gas fee because they knew that they could flip these and instantly earn something. It was a good incentive for everybody involved. I think about a year ago, OpenSea pulled creator royalties. And what has happened now is there is a new token. So it is not actually OpenSea who's doing this, but there is a new token which allows you to, as a creator, it allows you to override anything else that a platform may put on. So if I write a smart contract with my work and it is, on this new variant, I can actually enforce whatever royalty that I want, in spite of the fact that OpenSea may not allow that royalty or Exchange.art or whoever else may not allow it. Creator royalties really depend from creator to creator. At the end of the day, it's an agreement between the creator and essentially the first buyer, where if the first buyer feels the terms are okay with say a 10 or 12 or even 20%, depending on what the creator has created. To me personally, I feel like a 10 to 12% is a very fair value for a creator to sort of enforce in a contract, because that gives 90% to the secondary owner, to the primary buyer, and whoever buys thereon, for. Because one of the big promises of Web3 is creator royalty. It is a fairer treatment for the person who has actually created something, because very often value does not come while you're actually creating. Value comes once it has made some sort of cultural impact, and that can take possibly even most of someone's life. And at that point, other people benefit completely from a creator's creation, and the creator themselves have nothing to show for it. So I feel like it is fair to have creator royalty. I also feel like it is unfair to have very high creator royalty, because then you're not incentivizing collectors. So maybe a 10 to 12% is a very fair one.
Sure, 10 to 12% is a fair value for creator royalties. So now let's look into the future now. What challenges do you see influence NFT adoption in coming years, and how to combat these challenges? Will the current market situation help in rebuilding investor confidence, especially for NFT startups?
I think that there are still a lot of challenges ahead for NFTs, starting with the fact that people have some sort of a phobia to the word NFT. That is one of the biggest challenges because of what happened with $1 million JPEGs in the past and a lot of very inflated projects that went to nothing. There is a lack of confidence, especially in people who are not from the crypto space, especially in people who have not been part of Web3 for a while. And even for people who have been part of Web3 for a while, there are very few projects or very few NFT assets that have held their value during the bear market. So that is going to cause a lot of, not resistance, but that is definitely going to cause a lot of apprehension to people spending the kind of money they did into NFTs. But the good part is NFTs are actually they are not a means in themselves, right? An NFT is not the product that you are actually trading or selling or using. It is a medium for somebody to do something. It is a smart contract. And because of this little bear market that we've had, a lot of startups have had the opportunity to start using these tokens for their actual utility. So you can have a membership token. You can have tokens that operate within a closed ecosystem, where somebody can buy into a project or somebody can buy into, say, an OTT platform can use a token to give you access. You can have token-gated content. So I think that the use cases are going to keep growing.
Okay, so people will be using NFTs, but maybe not using the term so often. Okay,
Yes.
so what are the future events that would impact the market situation?
I mean, the biggest ones for us are, okay, so one, of course, is policy. If we get some clarity on policy, there are possibly, again, I don't know if I can really say too much because even I'm not fully in the picture, but some of the meetings that I have been part of, there is talk of certain segregation between the kind of VDAs and the kind of asset classes that, different parts of Web3 are being categorized under. If that happens, for India, there's going to be a huge boost. We've had the Bitcoin halving recently, which of course caused a bit of a rise in Bitcoin prices and subsequently Ethereum as well. I don't see too many major events like the halving or like the Ethereum merge coming up per se. Mm-hmm. But the European Union has come out with these MiCA guidelines and they have separated virtual digital assets, and they are not taxing digital art or NFTs as they would cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. Now, if we can have something like that, or if we can actually adopt some of those guidelines, that will make a huge difference in how people, and also how aggressively people will start marketing the products that they're creating. So most of what is being built here as well in India is really built for a global market, where the push is to go to markets that are already open to using Web3 and open to sort of investing in Web3.
Okay.
And policy is really the only thing that we really need for things to get better here.
Right. So lastly, what kind of regulations are needed in the NFT market? What kind of standard regulations do you think will be passed as well as followed by countries globally?
So like I was saying, we need to separate the speculators from the creators. We need to have a very clear distinction into, we cannot club Web3 as Web3. We cannot club all of this as the blockchain economy or all of this as cryptocurrency. We actually need to look at all of the nuances, because there are so many different things that are possible on the blockchain. There are so many different things that an NFT can do, that we really need to start looking at everything that is being done based on the use. So if it is something to do with the real estate industry, it needs to be looked at through that lens and possibly regulated through that lens. It cannot be regulated as a blanket Web3. Okay. Really that's the crux of it. And then of course, creating value versus speculation. So if you are a creator in India, say you are a coder or a developer, and you are actually exporting your code to other people in the form of a service to other countries, you are bringing in more foreign money into the economy here. You're actually bringing in US dollars when you are actually selling a service to an American company or whatever else, right? These transactions can take place in virtual digital assets. These people should not be taxed the same way as a speculator.
Right.
Because they are actually adding value to the economy and not just, investing capital and playing playing the stock market or gambling with their money, what you want to call it, right? Whatever the government has as a belief that crypto does. There's a whole other economy, and it is possibly going to be bigger than anything else that we've seen. And at this point, at least with India, we have enough leaders emerging from India in the Web3 space, as if we can hold on to them rather than sending them, pretty much like creating policies that are sending them to Singapore or to Dubai or to Portugal or wherever else. I think that we have a very, very promising future of what India can be in the Web3 space globally and what Web3 can be in India as well.
That's great. Thank you so much, Mr. Sodi, for giving us your valuable time and for having this conversation with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Well, that's all in this special segment of Face to Face. This is Ruchi Sharma signing off. Do like, share and subscribe to 3.0 TV, and for more information stories, log on to our website www.3versetv.io or scan the QR code.